Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about a hot topic. This topic can be enough to cause awkwardness in a relationship, and in some relationships it can even cause a breakup. It's crazy something like this could have such an impact in a relationship between two people. You see, I've seen people feeling pressure to buy a property together, especially younger couples. They kind of feel pressure to take this step, to do what their partner wants to do. Or they are either annoyed because their partner doesn't want to take this step with them and they feel that the partner is not on the same wavelength. When this topic comes up, I hear phrases being used like showing commitment or security in the relationship or the word love being thrown around when discussing this topic. Now, here's the thing. None of these phrases have anything to do with this step of buying a house together. You do not need to buy a property with someone for them to be showing you commitment. You should never need to purchase a property with someone to feel secure in your relationship. Love has absolutely nothing to do with buying a property. Using the word love in a situation is probably the worst out of the lot, because this is a business decision and you're trying to put emotions into it. Many people are putting themselves in a situation that they'd rather not be in because they mix personal emotions with business. Remember, buying a house is a business decision and should not be intertwined with emotions. You see, no matter which way you look at it, you two are entering into a joint venture. Both of you need to really understand that. So, before you look to go down this route, you need to make sure the terms are very clear and both of you need to know what the terms are. Now, this bit is serious. You need to listen. You need to both understand that you are financially committing yourself to someone else for approximately 25 years. Maybe even longer, depending how long the mortgage is. Now, I don't want to be that guy, but let's be real. Most relationships do not last for 25 years. Now, I'm not saying your relationship won't last for 25 years. Hopefully it does. But you have to be realistic. So, bear that in mind. If your emotional relationship ends, your business relationship does not. Your business relationship is not tied to your emotional relationship. The mortgage lenders are not going to suddenly say, "Oh no, you guys broke up. Cool, it's alright, we'll cancel the contract." You see, the mortgage lender does not care that you've broken up. What the mortgage lender cares about is each month payments are being made. So, depending on how your relationship ends, you may find yourself stuck in a business relationship with someone that you can't even bear to talk to. Now, I am not saying you should or you shouldn't. I'm just saying that you should be careful when it comes to making a big decision like this. There are pros and cons to buying a property with your partner. Some of the pros can be shared financial responsibility. So when you buy a property with your partner, you will both share the financial burden of purchasing the property, including the down payment, mortgage payments, property taxes, and maintenance costs, which can save you a lot of money in the long run. Also, combining your incomes can increase your purchasing power, allowing you to afford a larger or more desirable property than you might have been able to afford individually. But, of course, there are cons. Such as I mentioned, if your relationship ends, untangling shared property ownership can be complicated and potentially costly. Disputes over property division can happen. There are also legal complexities because Joint party ownership involves legal agreements and documentation such as cohabitation agreements or a declaration of trust to outline each partner's rights and responsibilities. These legal complexities can be time-consuming and expensive to deal with. Now, if you and your partner are having discussions about buying a property together, you should know your partner's strengths and weaknesses, and they should know yours. You need to have a clear and honest discussion. Inform them that this is a business decision, so there have to be rules in place that you both have to follow. You need to take into consideration your partner's character, their strengths, their weaknesses. Are they reliable? Are they good with money? For example, is your partner a good saver, a responsible spender, or is your partner one of those people who by the 5th of the month has no money because everything has been spent? Is your partner a person who comes home with a whole load of designer bags or designer clothing? Has your partner already got an issue with debt? Even if your partner is very good at making money, but at the end of the month, they only have £200 left over and you two are looking to get a mortgage, which will mean splitting the payments 50-50, and say your mortgage payment is £1,000 a month, that means you are both paying £500 each. You already know that is not going to work. It's not affordable for your partner to do. Even if the mortgage payment split between you two will say £200 and your partner only has £200 spare each month, again, that is asking for trouble because your partner is already at capacity, so there is no room for error. If something goes wrong in the month, your partner's not gonna be able to make the payment. Let me tell you something. In the eyes of the lender, you are either both good players or none of you are. The lender sees you as one. So if one party is unable to make their share of the mortgage payment that month, the other party needs to cover it, because if they don't cover it, then they are both affected on their credit report, and also it can lead to legal actions for both of you. Look, if you really want to buy a property with your partner, then I suggest you two live together for a while. Look, if you really want to buy a property with your partner, then I suggest you two live together for a while, so you can build an understanding of each other, observe each other's financial behavior, you can discover their strengths and their weaknesses. Everyone has flaws. What you need to understand is how much these flaws could affect any joint venture that you get into with each other. If your partner cannot separate his or her emotions in this situation, then if something goes wrong, you are going to be one of these still trying to sort out this property problem with my ex type stories. And this can get very long, very boring, very fast. Make sure the cost of dividing everything is 50-50. This way, if something again was to go wrong, you can split everything 50-50 and no one is going to feel hard done by, because you've both got equal share. But if you're not doing everything 50-50 and you end up splitting everything 50-50, well, then you have no room to complain. Another factor to consider is you both put the same amount for a deposit. You then for the first year or two are splitting the mortgage payments, but then your partner loses their job, so you have to front most of the repayments. Then they get a job, but it's part-time. They want to go back to school, or you have a family now, or they get a full-time job, but it pays significantly less than what they used to earn. Now you are having to front the entire majority of the mortgage. If you guys split up, then how are you going to divide that property? If you divide it 50-50, then you feel cheated because you fronted majority of the mortgage payment, building up that equity. It's another thing to consider. The best suggestion that I can give you on this topic is both of you buy properties, buy one for yourselves. Therefore, you're each responsible for your own properties. If you want to live together in one of them, no problem. But if something was to go wrong, then there is no issue because each of you have your own place. Anyway, I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. You need to make the correct decision for you, and that's the only decision both of you can make. All I'm saying is 25 years is a very long time to tie yourself to someone for. So you have to be very sure. So that was the video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, then give it a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and take care.